You're 18, fresh out of high school, with fire in your veins. You love food, not just eating it, but creating it. Scrolling Instagram at 2 a.m., watching chefs torch creme brulee and plate scallops. You think, that could be me. So you enroll. Culinary Institute of America, Johnson & Wales, or La Cordon Bleu. You swing the loans. You show up on day one with nothing but excitement and a cheap knife set from Amazon. They hand you your kit. Razor-sharp chefs, knife, boning knife, paring knife, peeler, whisk, digital thermometer, your crisp white uniform, checkered pants, and a starched apron that still smells like the factory. The instructor demos knife skills, Julian, Bruno, Chiffonade, Paisan. You watch, mesmerized. Then you try. Your fingers cramp after 20 minutes. Blood mixes with carrot juice on the cutting board, but you keep going. Hours blur. You learn the mother sauces bechamel, veloute, espagnole, hollandaise, tomato. Master these, the instructor says, and you master everything. You rotate through stations. Guard manger, salt, grill, pastry. You burn your first risotto. You overseason everything. The chef instructor tastes it, spits it out, and says, again. Your back aches, feet throb. But something clicks. You're faster, cleaner, more precise. You graduate at 20 with an associate degree and $45,000 in loans. Broke, but dangerous. You think you're ready. Reality punches you on day one. You're the lowest rung in a 60-seat neighborhood bistro. Comey, chef, prep monkey. You arrive at 8 a.m. to peel 40 pounds of potatoes, clean squid, and portion chicken. The head chef barks orders like a drill sergeant. Service starts, and the tickets never stop. 2 salmon, 3 steaks, 1 carbonara. Fire. The line is a furnace. 110 degrees, flames licking up from the grill. You're sweating through your chef coat. Oil pops, scalding your forearms. You slice your finger open on a mondaline and just wrap it in blue tape. $12 an hour. $25,000 a year if you're lucky. 50, sometimes 60 hours a week. No, overtime, nights, weekends, holidays. While everyone else is eating turkey, you're flipping burgers and screaming yes. Chef, but you're learning. Real learning. How a kitchen actually moves. Timing. Rhythm. How to read the room and the tickets. You get faster. Cleaner. The chef notices. Not bad, kit. That tiny bit of praise feels better than any Michelin star. You're hooked. 2 years. In you, earn your own station. Maybe fish, maybe meat. You're responsible now. Mise en place becomes religion. You show up 2 hours before service. Sharpen your knives. Label everything. Taste your sauces. Service hits, and 6 orders come in at once. Pan-seared branzino, shrimp scampi, seared scallops. You're juggling pans, flipping proteins, reducing sauces, plating with tweezers, while the expediter screams for table 12. The pressure is a living thing. Tickets pile up, your heart pounds, but you breathe. You execute. You coordinate with a meat guy, the guard manger, the pastry chef. Everything syncs like a perfectly rehearsed done. You start creating a special seared tuna with yuzu kosho that flies out the door. Guests ask for it by name. The chef lets you run an employee meal. Your dish becomes a regular. You're no longer just cooking recipes. You're inventing. You're making $34,000. Still scraping by. Still working 60-hour weeks. But you feel it. You're becoming a real chef. 5 years deep, and you're promoted to sous. Second in command. You run the kitchen when the chef is off. You open at 9 a.m. Check every delivery. Reject the fish that doesn't smell like the ocean. You write the prep list. Assign stations. Train the new kids who remind you of yourself. When someone calls in sick, you jump on their station. When someone's drunk, you send them home and cover. Service is yours to conduct. You call orders, read tickets, fire courses, taste every plate before it leaves. That salmon is overcooked. Remake it. We don't serve garbage. You protect the vision. You're the enforcer, the coach, the conductor. The kitchen orchestra plays, 'cause you keep the beat. Now you're at $48,000. Still working 65 to 70 hours. Still no life outside these walls, but the executive chef trusts you completely. You help develop new dishes. You're in the room where it happens. 10 years in, they give you the keys. Executive chef of a 120-seat upscale casual spot. You design the menu, seasonal, local, your voice. You hire your own team, SOS, chefs de partie, prep cooks. You build the culture. You negotiate with farmers and fishermen for a better product at better prices. Food cost, labor cost, inventory. You live in spreadsheets now too. You still jump on the line during busy services. You lead from the front, not the office. Service is a war zone and you're in the trenches with your crew. A critic comes in unannounced. The review is glowing. Your name starts to spread. You're making $68,000 plus a small bonus. You're finally comfortable. But you're still here, 70 to 80 hours a week. Your body is starting to complain. Bad knees, aching back, scars on every finger. 15 years. A Michelin-aspiring, Fendening restaurant poaches you. Tasting menu. 12 courses, molecular techniques, rare ingredients, edible art. You're using a 5 Wagyu white truffles, Osetra caviar, like their salt. You demand perfection. Every plate is a sculpture. Open kitchen guests watch you work with tweezers and blowtorches. The pressure is insane. One mistake and the whole night collapses. But you deliver night after night. A Michelin inspector comes. You never know who. Months later, the guide drops 1 star. The restaurant explodes. Your name is everywhere. You're on local TV. You're making $88,000. Still not rich. Still married to the stove. You open your own place. Your name on the door. Investors believe in you. The media goes crazy. Reservations booked 6 months out. You're on Food Network. You judge competitions. You write a cookbook that hits the bestseller list. Instagram blows up. Millions of followers. Watching you torch, plate, and explain your philosophy. You open a second location, then a third. You're building an empire. You still cook sometimes, but mostly you taste, approve, strategize. You're a brand now. A business. 6 figures plus profit share. Finally, 25 years in 10 locations. Multiple concepts. Fine dining. Casual. Fast casual. 300 employees depend on you. You're in boardrooms now, not kitchens. Real estate deals, investor meetings, branding sessions. You close underperformers. You open new ones. You adapt to every trend. Ghost kitchens, delivery, sustainability. You're making millions. Your name is known nationwide, but the cost is brutal. Divorce papers on the table. Kids who barely know you. Missed recitals, birthdays, anniversaries. Your body is broken. Torn meniscus, carpal tunnel, chronic back pain. From 30 years on concrete. The kitchen took everything. 30 years. You sell your shares. You're financially free. You will step away for the first time in your adult life. You wake up with no tickets. Number 5, AM produced delivery. No screaming expediter. You sit on your porch with a cup of coffee and you think about it all. The burn scars. The nights you cried. The holidays you missed. The marriages that crumbled. But you also remember the first time a guest cried because your dish reminded them of their grandmother. The young cooks you mentored who are now executive chefs. The restaurants you built. The tens of thousands of meals you sent out that made people happy. And somewhere, right now, an 18-year-old kid is watching a TikTok of a flaming pan and thinking, I want to be a chef. They have no idea what's coming. The heat, the pain, the sacrifice, the glory. But if they're crazy enough to walk into that fire anyway, they'll learn exactly what you did. That's the only way. The kitchen doesn't need more dreamers. It needs more chefs, and the fire is always waiting.